Well, spring is definitely in the air, and it is time to turn our attention from pretty much all shop work to getting some field work done too. Still a little wet today after the severe storms that came through a couple days ago, but we gotta get started sometime. So we got our hooded sprayer ready to go. I'm about to get it loaded up with Roundup, start on our burn down strips, and after a few more hours of drying time, Kelly and Zach are going to get started applying some 32% nitrogen to the wheat. It'll be our next to last trip over the wheat. That first shot of nitrogen that we put out back in January is starting to run out, and need to go ahead and give it the fertilizer that it needs to go ahead and produce a crop. So no sense in standing around talking. Let's get filled up and head to the field. Well, take a good look at this cab. This is about as clean it's going to be until probably after wheat harvest, when we got a chance to clean our tractors up again. And I decided to start all the way in the back field because, you know, I'm assuming that everything's going to go right, nothing's going to break, nothing's going to be wrong, and I'm not going to have to go back to the shop. Makes perfect sense, doesn't it? All right, before we get started spraying, we got to get our AB line set up. This is very critical because these are actually the rows that I will be planting into, and hopefully there's the guidance lines I will keep for many years and keep on planting into them over and over again. So it's very critical we get them right on the first time. So in this first field, we're setting an AB, a straight line, so we marked an A point at our very first, at one end of the field, and now we're going to go to the other end of the field and mark a B point, and the monitor will then draw a straight line in between the 2 points. So before we start spraying, we're going to go ahead and get this line set up to make sure it's exactly what we want. Tell you what, man, sometimes it is hard to see these old rows in the cover crop. We're trying to plant and we're trying to spray and plant on top of the exact same rows. All right, we're at the other end of the field. All right, we got our straight lines done, and now it's time to go start spraying. All right, here we go. Great news, everything looks like it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. Well, we're running on along pretty good. We got about 40 acres done so far. Our tank is almost empty, gonna have to go fill up in a minute, but other than a couple little glitches had to work through. First thing, we've been running on along pretty good, so it's been a real good Saturday in the field. I can't remember if I ever exactly told y'all why we're doing this right here instead of just broadcasting spray with our big sprayer, which would be a whole lot quicker. The reason we're doing this is because you know, we invested a good bit of money, about close to $50 an acre in these cover crops, and we want the maximum benefit out of them that we can get. And to do that, they still have to continue to grow, and we're going to get probably 80% of the biomass that they're able to produce here in the next month and a half before we plant. So we want them to keep on growing. However, when cover crops get too big, you've got so much vegetation there that it can be difficult to plant into, especially cotton. Corn and soybeans, not so much because you're putting those seeds deeper in the ground, but cotton can really be difficult to accurately plant in the cover crops because it's such a small seed and in such a shallow seeded crop, because we're only trying to plant it about 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch deep, and you got a lot of vegetation on top of the ground, and it's really hard to get a good stand of cotton when you're planting into high biomass cover crops. So the reason we're doing this, we want the biomass out here. We need the biomass out here to build organic matter, to suppress weeds, to shade the soil, hold moisture in. But in order to make it easier to plant in, to ensure that we're going to have a good stand, we're killing off a narrow, about an 8 to 9 inch wide band. And I mentioned earlier about the importance of making sure our guidance lines are exactly what they need to be. We'll take the data card out of my monitor here and we'll put it into the planter tractor whenever it's time to plant. And all the guidance lines I logged on here will be transferred to my planting tractor. And because we're using RTK correction signal, my tractor will be able to follow these lines to within about an inch. So it's very accurate, very precise. It's a slow process, but it's giving us the best of both worlds of, still being able to grow high biomass cover crops, but being just as easy to plant into as no-till is. You see all those little white flowers out there? Those are the radishes blooming. I'm really shocked that any radishes survived this winter. Normally about 2 to 3 consecutive nights below 17 degrees and they die out. We had 6 or 7 days with several of those nights getting down to about 5 to 10 degrees. I have no idea how they survived. I haven't seen that happen before, but it's not a bad thing. All those radishes are blooming just a little bit earlier than most anything else, especially out there in the woods, and it'll provide good early season foraging for the honeybees that I imagine are just now starting to come out and are probably low on food. I hadn't heard anything from Kelly and Zach so far today, so I assume everything's running good with them. These are the instances where no news is good news. I guess just to be on the safe side, I better check in with them. How about you, Zach?
Yeah, go ahead.
How's everything running?
It's running all right. This first load I sprayed out, the indicator got bumped a little bit, and I put out a little shy of what I was supposed to. I think it put on a little heavy, but I got it dialed in now.
How bad muddy is it where the sprayer's running?
I ain't gonna lie, it's cutting it up pretty good. I'm trying to go as easy as I can.
If it's cutting up pretty hard, pretty heavy, you might want to only load up with a half load or so.
Yeah, I know when I get over to Pete's, and especially on Williams, I may put 600 gallons in here.
10-4. And I knew it was going to be wet. I was hoping it wasn't going to be cutting it up that bad, but we really don't have any choice. Our wheat is getting close to the point of where it's going to be hurting for fertilizer, and we've really only got today and tomorrow to get the fertilizer out, because Monday I need Zach and Kelly hauling steers off because I've got to get these burn down strips sprayed, and then they're calling for rain coming back in Tuesday, so we just don't have much choice. And we done a real good job so far this year, not having to spray in the mud or anything, and not leaving tracks in the field. And I know it's not causing ruts, but I know it's compacting the soil a little bit and tracking it up a little bit. But not much we can do about that. Well, looks like we got about enough in the tank to make it back to the other end, and then we'll have to go fill up. All right, got a full load ready for another 40 acres. Doubt we'll get this load run out today though. It's already, I think, about almost 5 o'clock. It gets dark here around 7-ish now, and you really don't want to spray herbicides in the dark because the plants have pretty much shut down. You want to spray it on the plants when they're actively growing during the day. So we'll probably work on to about sunset. call it a day. Well, so much for everything running smoothly. Zach just called me and said a fitting going to the pump or something broke. Not exactly sure which one he's talking about, but I know it's not anything we've got a spare part for there at the shop. And after 5 o'clock on Saturday, everybody's gone home for the weekend. Don't know if we're gonna have any luck getting it fixed. I gave him the number to the guy that runs Tennessee Ag, seeing if maybe there's any way we can sweet talk him into coming in and give us what we need. Although we don't know for sure that he's even got what we need. So hopefully I'll have a positive update for you here in a little bit. Well, it's getting pretty close to the end of the day. The sun's about to hit the top of the trees. We've had a pretty good day. We're just about done with this big bottom over here on farm 318. I think we're about to call it a day. I hadn't heard anything from Zach and Kelly. Hopefully that means good news, that they were able to get the sprayer figured out and hopefully get it back up and running for tomorrow, because we really can't afford to have that thing shut down tomorrow. We need that nitrogen out on the wheat. So anyway, I'm over here without a vehicle, but we're right down the road from the house, so I'm gonna holler at Carter to come over here and pick me up and take me home.
What?
Hey, I'm ready to be picked up.
Like right now?
Yeah, like I'm be done in like 3 more minutes.
Okay.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Well, it looks like my ride has arrived. Carter been riding around with his friend Kayshawn last few hours. What y'all been doing all day?
Nothing.
Did you get my Can-Am dirty? It'll be a beautiful sunset.
The first Sunday of the year, the first 7 o'clock of the year.
Yeehaw.
Yay. It's never fun to make your body go, hey, we're going to start getting up an hour early now. But we're here and we're going to make it work. Well, it's Sunday. 7:32. The sprayer wheels are turning. And it is that time of year for the weekend work to fire back up. We're out here putting the second shot of fertilizer on our winter wheat. The rain kind of threw us off for a couple of days, so now we're playing catch up. We got over about 165 acres yesterday. Got started late yesterday afternoon. Hopefully in about 6 or 7 hours I can blow through this stuff and we can go home a little early.
Hey Drake, what are you doing? Whoa, no jumping. Out early this morning because we got some acres to cover today and we got to shut off a little bit early. Having a family dinner tonight for Paige, who is moving to Chattanooga this week, which is about 4 hours away from us. She got a new job, new career opportunity, and moving away. So we're gonna try and have a family dinner for her. I don't know what we'll get covered today, but I'd say we get about 120 acres done today. It would be a pretty good day. Kelly and Zach getting ready to roll out here too. Apparently they were able to get the sprayer fixed without too much problem yesterday. So I don't really know how many more acres they got left to do. They probably got a hard day's running.
Here comes Zach to fill back up again. Waving at me. Yeehaw!
I've got 8 acres left here. 29 must plant, because we didn't plant it in 2 fields.
Hang out and wait.
Well, everything was running smoothly until this happened. I lost RTK, and seemed like everything's working with the modem and everything. Tried unplugging and resetting it multiple times, and called the tech. Luckily, he's one that will answer his phone just about any time, at least during the season. And after diagnosing, looks like my radio up, or my RTK radio on top of the cab where my receiver is, has gone bad. I've got an extra one back there at the shop that we had on our old John Deere sprayer, but I don't know if the plug-in is going to be the same or not. If not, he says he's got a new one over at his house, and if the one at shop don't work, we'll be driving over there to pick it up. Typical stuff on a Sunday. This ain't helping me get done any quicker though, especially with multiple rounds of rain forecast to move in starting on Monday night or so. This little thing right here is a problem. You can see these lights are not on or blinking like they're supposed to be. This is what actually picks up the RTK correction signal from my modem inside the cab and puts it into the receiver there. So let's run back to the shop real quick, and hopefully the other radio we got will mount up. Otherwise, we'll have about a 35-minute round trip to go pick a new one up. Well, here's the one. Here's my old one, and here's the one off my sprayer. Not gonna work. I guess we're heading to Humboldt. Here we go. Hopefully that will get me back in business. I tell you what, a good tech and service department at a dealership is worth its weight in gold. You're not gonna get the kind of service I got this morning everywhere. Got to give major props to H&R Agri-Power in Trenton for picking up the phone on a Sunday morning and doing what they could to get me back up and running. Hopefully this problem and I will be back up and running, but again, I can't thank them enough, because otherwise we would be dead in the water right now.
So this tank is almost empty, and I'm gonna have to go get gloves and glasses and change them over to this tank. It's got about 4,700 gallons in it, but hopefully I can get some of this out before I have to swap over. Successfully changed over. Now we should be good to go for the rest of the day.
Well, here we are, 10:25 on Sunday. About 3 hours in. Got about 165 acres covered this morning so far. Got about 140 left to hit. Hopefully by about 2 o'clock this afternoon we'll be wrapping it up, call it early Sunday. Putting out swap my screen. Putting out 32% nitrogen, 21 gallons per acre. Pumping out a massive 42, 43 gallons per minute. Able to run it at about 10 miles an hour. We are slowly getting after it.
Hey, there's supposed to be something I need to do and set up to pick it up, because it's not reading either.
Hang on. I'm scanning it right now. Should be good to go.
All right, just popped up. What exactly do you do so I don't have to bother you when that kind of thing happens? Is there something I can do, or you got special logins?
No, it's in the Bluetooth. Just gotta go to the Bluetooth settings, and be something one of these days I'll come out there and next time I'm out there, we need to go over.
All right, so if I type in the IP address of the modem, then I go under Bluetooth.
That's right.
And then I hit scan.
Yep, just hit scan. Sometimes it loses connection with them, and you have to hit scan 1 or 2 times, and then it'll connect itself. But this one, when you get up there and say it didn't have power, I mean, if it ain't got power, it ain't gonna connect, you know?
Yeah, okay. All right, I got you. Well, I appreciate it, Jason, man.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, bye.
Anytime.
We're back up and going. All right, well, we just got done with the farm we were on, moved over to the next one. Carter gave me a hand in moving the truck and water wagon over to the next farm. So we're still running a good bit behind today than where I was wanting to be due to the being down for a couple hours with the GPS problems. But we're about to be into a little bit bigger fields. Maybe we can start making up a little bit of time here.
Lunch break. Kelly's having to swap in between keeping me filled up on fertilizer and helping keep Matt's water wagon going while he's spraying burn down strips and cotton, so might as well get a couple Oreos in.
Zach is on the last farm for the day. Beautiful day. Unfortunately, it's Sunday and lots of traffic, so should be real fun swinging out of here to get to the bottom of this field. Start at 7. We should be done hopefully around 2:30, 3 o'clock.
Last field, actually one of the biggest fields we got and the flattest. It's always nice to spray on a Sunday because there's zero traffic, especially around the city. We normally try to time it out to where we beat the church crowd in, beat the church crowd out, and that way we don't have to worry about getting behind 150 cars right here in the outskirts of Jackson. But we're gonna get this last, I don't know, I've already got 25 acres of this field done. Get this last 76, 77 acres done, and we're gonna go home.
I sure do love auto steer. Nice, perfectly straight rows every single time. I wonder what's going on the YouTube. See if Dylan Joyce has got another video out to keep me entertained. Nope, nothing today. You slacking, Dylan, you slacking.
Now I know I said it last time I run this sprayer a couple weeks ago. Apparently we've been living in the dark ages. This headland management system, HMS, on this sprayer, that one little button right there, I hope you can see it, that right there, it engages your pump, your auto steer, and your boom leveling all at the same time in one button, as long as you get yourself lined up on the screen. Now, I know there's going to be some old heads out there that are cussing me through the computer right now. It's just one more electrical thing that you got to worry about. System goes down and all that other stuff. Yeah, it may go down, but I still got all the rest of it. But having that one-stop shop right there, I didn't realize just how far behind we were in that 4830 until Matt turned me loose in this thing.
All right, we're ready for our last fill up of the day. Kelly and Zach just got done spraying. Got this thing filled up with water and moved over here. I had to get my truck, unhook the water wagon, and get the cattle trailer hooked up because we got to haul the steers off first thing tomorrow morning. We're gonna get loaded up and get the rest of this day finished out.
Well, 3:15 back at the shop. Got everything sprayed. I'm gonna purge these lines out, make sure I got all the nitrogen out of the booms, get it parked on the wash pad, get all this liquid cleaned off of it, that way it don't start eating all this paint that I just spent a week on touching up on it. And I reckon we're gonna get hooked up to the cattle trailer, getting ready to haul cows off in the morning.
Well, it's getting close to about 6 o'clock. I'm supposed to go up to my in-laws' house for Sunday dinner, having Paige over before she moves off to Chattanooga. So we'll spend a little bit of time with her, because I know once she gets moved, we won't have the chance to see her very much. So I reckon I'm gonna call this a video. Don't really know what the next video brings. I know tomorrow I plan on being back out here in the field spraying while Zach and Kelly haul steers. I really doubt we'll show any of the steer hauling unless there happens to be some excitement in loading them, which it's definitely happened in the past, but hopefully tomorrow there won't be anything film worthy happen. Hopefully they go up in the trailer nice and easy and don't have any problems. Anyway, we'll go ahead and close out this video here and stay tuned. We'll be back again soon.